Students, what is a life hack that everyone should know about in school? Libraries are an amazing resource, physical or digital, and librarians are very helpful. People are so used to doing things themselves these days that they often forget there's an entire profession that knows how to do those things better and faster. Even if you are fully capable of finding what you are looking for, a librarian can suggest resources to help you get the most out of it. Maybe are no life hacks, but here's a few recommendations. Write your notes with pencil, and when you have time rewrite then with pen. Putting something in writing makes the brain remember it. Doing a cheat sheet has the same effect as the last paragraph. You will spend some time reviewing what you need to write in it and trying to squeeze it in a little space. Help somebody with a subject. Teaching. Somebody will make you reinforce what you know, and you can spend time with a friend who maybe is good in something you are not good at and can help you too. When your friends ask you to come play with them during the recess, you always go and play with them during the recess. Don't ever miss that chance because you're doing something else. If you want access to a certain paper but have to pay for it, email one of the authors. Most likely they will send it you for free. Showing a genuine interest in getting a better grade to your professor often results in one. Spend time visiting them at office hours and asking questions about things you don't understand or are having trouble with. They'll find points to give you somehow when they think you're putting in effort. As a bonus, you might also accidentally learn something this way. If you're not a great speller, get a friend to proofread your papers. I used to do this for a friend, no other editing or helping, and her grades went up. I am a scientist and hated memorizing bio stuff. Mnemonics and memory palaces work. Don't blindly trust academic advisors. Look up what you need for your degree and explore the class listings. Look up teachers on Rate My Professor. Some bad feedback is okay, but if there are a lot of bad comments saying the same thing, steer clear. This is a well-known one. When studying, get a scented eraser and smell it every time you learn something new, then smell it at the exam. This is some college advice when you're just out of school and into college. Make sure to be regular in your classes and caught up with your studies, at least during the first semester. The leap from school to college is like a leap from a swimming pool into the ocean. It's huge. You'll probably find yourself drowning very badly if you don't be at your best behavior from the first day. After you get the drill, you can start easing off and enjoying accordingly. But the first few months are important. Also, in college, nobody cares what you do. There's no policing authority. If you fucked up in school, there would be teachers chiding you and putting you back into the correct path. In college, nobody gives a hoot. While that seems fun, it also means you gotta take responsibility of your own faults. If you're going down a wrong lane, nobody's gonna warn you. Also, be regular in your classes. Try not missing them as much as possible. If you happen to miss out on some, be sure stay updated on the progress. Will save you a ton of stress before exams. School lasts only a set number of years. Study, you'll regret it afterwards if you don't. Do your reading. If you get a reading list before the start of the year/semester, do all the reading before lectures begin. I've never managed to do it, and it has absolutely stressed me out. So just do yourself a favor, get your reading done and stay on top of any work as much as you possibly can. There's an NPC called the teacher, and sometimes, if you're Aoki, you can ask them for help if you don't understand something. I do this all the time in math, and you should do it in any class you struggle in. Always sit in the front. It's easier to learn and pay attention. Have a planner with all of your homework written in / when it's due. Shoot to have it done at least 2 days from the due date. Stay organized if you have the time. Rewrite your notes when you get home. Mathway and Photomath are great for math. It teaches you all of the steps and gives you the answer to most problems. Just enjoy what you're doing at school without being a bully or some sort of that. No longer a student, but these tips still apply. If you have a hard time understanding the way a teacher/professor teaches, find a tutor or classmate that can explain it the way you understand. Everyone learns differently. Once you get going, try to take classes from the teachers who teach the way you understand, even if they are a harder grader. You will do way better for a harder grader. Understand than an easy grader you don't understand. When studying for tests, find someone who doesn't understand the material. Could be a parent, a child, just any person willing to listen. Explain it to them. The more engaged they are in actually understanding, the better. You explaining it to someone helps you learn it. Never cram. Always start studying at least 3 days before the test. Never do something stupid with your notes or cheat sheet, if the professor lets you use them, for popularity or laughs. I have known people who accidentally ruined a cheat sheet 5 minutes before a test because they were trying to be funny. They then failed the test. If a professor sets up a required class for all majors to be a no-fail class, don't take that as a challenge. If a classmate asks for your help with a class that you understand, help them if you can. Put in the work to do it right the first time. Never do a half-baked job to rush through. It will take even longer to fix your work. Just like any job, show up every day and do what you're supposed to do. Look for useful apps and programs that you will actually use and get the student discount. They are often really steep and let you enjoy a product or service without a big commitment. And since college students often on their own for the first time, I'm going to strongly suggest a YNAB, not an affiliate link, nor do I have any affiliation, I just really believe in it. The first year is free as a student and it can save you an insane amount of money if you follow the rules. Actually open the textbook. Most professors/teachers use it to guide their lectures. Almost everything they said in class is written down right there. For university, the best way to study hands down is to have the approach of teaching the material to someone else. You will avoid the tedious approach of memorization and also set yourself up for tutoring gigs if you're interested in that. Find a group, teach each other, ace the class. At the beginning of every semester, gather all your syllabi and write out your assignments/deadlines in a planner. You should always be able to visualize what you have going on in the week ahead. Also have a separate to-do list for each day. I used a dry erase board for my to-do lists, but to each his/her own. First and foremost, take the subjects you are most passionate about. Don't let your teachers, friends, or parents talk you into taking a certain subject if it's not what you actually want to do. Even if there is no set career path, these things have a way of working themselves out. High school tips: 1. Show up every day. 2. Hand every assignment in following the guidelines provided by your teacher. 3. Stay out of the principal's office. Do all 3, you'll walk out of high school with a B. Want an A? Put more work into number 2. College/university tip: take more than one pen into an exam. Pens like to die during exams. Teacher here: read up before the lessons during the first 2 to 3 weeks of a term and be really active and answer everything you can, plus do all available extra work you can during that stage. Usually, the topics at the beginning are rather simple and you will have made such a good impression on all your teachers that you can basically slack for the rest of the term, beside the occasional test. Studying. Do the hardest thing you have to do first, whether it's studying for a big test or doing 100 math problems. It alleviates stress, it's more efficient and the work gets done better, plus you have more time for other activities later. Your grammar sucks. I haven't seen anything you have written, but it just does. Learn how to write better now and you won't believe the head start you will have in college. No, seriously. What was excellent in high school is passable in college, and good grammar is the best way to ease into that transition your first year. I'm not talking about the substance in your essays, that's another story. M. Talking about vocabulary. M. Talking sentence structure. Those little tricks that make your writing more enjoyable to read. Notice anything about the last few sentences? That's it. That is the quickest way to improve your grades in almost any class, high school, and college. It's also the single most important will I ever actually need this in real life skill there is, so learn to how do it. Right now. When you are writing papers that need to be a certain length, you can edit the line spacing by like 0.3 and it will give you the appearance of a longer paper and a teacher won't notice. There's no shortcuts. Study. You can cram all you want, but in a month you won't remember any of it, and if you really want to remember something, write it down 3 times if they give you a book to read, and you can't get into it, open halfway and read it from there, and you get out of class what you put into it. It doesn't matter what the class is about, but what it means to you. Especially in college, get a group of study buddies for your most important/hardest classes and do your homework with them. Aim for a smallish group, like 3 to 6 total, of people who think pretty differently, and schedule a time to meet regularly. This helps a ton with accountability and procrastination, since you no longer have to force yourself to do your homework. More importantly, by discussing out loud, you'll get exposed to many different problem-solving approaches and it'll help you understand the material way better. This trick got me through my first signal processing class, which was kicking everyone's butt. We'd start working on a problem, everyone would get stuck, and then someone would have a flash of insight that would move us forward a few steps. Then we'd get stuck again and a different person would figure something out. That would repeat until everyone was done with the assignment. We got A's on every homework, figured out some really good tricks for understanding the material, and didn't have to pull a single all-nighter for a really tough engineering class. When you are taking a test with a lot of written questions, especially for math or accounting, read the last sentence of the questions first. It usually has the actual problem in it. Then read the full text to get the context. When choosing seats at the start of the school year, I always tried to get the one next to the window, in the third row. In the front rows you're right in front of the teacher, but in the back of the class, the teacher watches you more, so in the middle is best. And next to the window you're also next to the radiator when it's cold. Do your homework when the teacher assigned them. Study step by step. If you study everything the day before the exam, you'll forget everything after it. If you don't understand something, ask the teacher. Take note of what the teacher says, especially if it's not written in the book, it may impress him/her in a test. Do all your schoolwork you didn't do for homework. It's the best method to catch up on school and not fail. Also, maybe do some work in lunch, when you finish. Basically, just do schoolwork when you can do it. Your student loan is not as much money as you think. Separate everything you need like rent, bills, food etc. first so you know you won't run out of money before the next payment. I had 3 friends drop out because they spent all of their money on consoles and partying and couldn't afford to stay in uni. There is a difference between being smart and doing well in school. Stop trying to be the smart kid and start being the successful kid. That doesn't mean overachieving is a bad thing. But know that unless you are interested in a subject or you need some offered extra credit, do the absolute minimum to get the grade you are satisfied with. You'll probably be better off mentally and socially. If you enjoy being smart, then be smart about subjects you enjoy and do it in spare time. I don't know if this sounds bad or good, but it's probably something I would change if I could do school over again. Staying organized isn't something you wake up and figure out. It's a skill. Making your own system, personalizing it, and being a good manager of your own time and priorities is a serious life hack. Get yourself a folder to organize documents and make a mirror folder on your computer. I have records going back years and have recently been asked to dig some out for various reasons that I nearly threw out many times. High school, do as much as you can. Make memories. Have fun. Hang out with people. Getting older can get lonely and boring. Take advantage of having hundreds of other kids around to make friends and have experiences with. College, really think about what it is you want to do for your degree. Seriously. If you are not sure, go to community college for free while you figure it out. You will save tens of thousands of dollars and potentially years of school retaking classes and transferring credits. Actual life hack, learn about word association. This will make learning things 1000% easier and be able to ace tests with ease. I use it today when learning languages.